let's go all the way back here. How did I even think of wanting to do this? I totally stole this idea from Andrew G, because Andrew G was the first person that did any kind of like blind stuff in marathons. In the very first Classic Games Done Quick, very first marathon ever put on by SDA, he did a blind Super Mario Brothers run because people were like asking him to do it. And you know, I ripped it off from him, dude. What can I say? I was like, wow, that's cool. I bet I could do that with Punch Out. So in 2011, I suggested it as a donation incentive, and I think the incentive was like, $200 or something like that. Maybe $150. I can't really remember, but it got met. And I hadn't practiced a whole lot. I think the first year, 2011, I probably did maybe 5 runs, just 5 no reset blindfolded runs, just to see what would happen. And I ended up losing to King Hippo and rematching him and then beating him. Now in 2011, I didn't have the strat that I have in this video. I had the strat of just trying to fight him straight up, which, oh my god, don't do that blindfolded. You will get your ass kicked. Like, the visual cue on King Hippo is so much faster than the audio cue. The audio cue for King Hippo is ridiculously late. It's like you have a split second to respond to the audio cue. So I lose to King Hippo. I rematch him. I beat him. I beat Great Tiger without much of a problem. And then Bald Bull kicks my ass. And that was pretty much it. And then we said, okay, got to play the game regularly. So the first one I didn't go too far, but people liked it. I remember people thinking it was cool. They were like, okay, this is a pretty cool thing. And it was early. It was like probably the run was at like 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, so not a lot of people saw it. It wasn't a huge hype run. But enough people liked it that when I suggested it the next year, Mike was like, okay, we can do this again. And last year, 2012, no wait, I'm sorry, I messed this up. 2012 was the first year I did it. Last year, 2013, I did a bit of a better run. I figured out that there was a better strategy on King Hippo because a Delicate told me, what the hell are you doing, you idiot? You should just do this instead. And I was like, oh yeah, thanks for the tip. A Delicate also says that he could get to Tyson when he was a young man back in the day. Like when he was a kid, he used to do this. I don't doubt him. I don't really have any reason to doubt him. He said this like a long time ago, I remember. Because I asked him, I was like, well, how far can you get? And he's like, I can get all the way to Tyson. I was like, you're full of shit. But he stuck to his guns, and I believe it. I can believe it. He was a big-time punch-out aficionado back when he was playing. So anyways, so 2013 was a good run. I got all the way to Bald Bull, and this time I owned him. I owned Bald Bull. I got the unbelievable, crazy, luckiest punch of all time to win the fight, and it was one of the hypest moments of that marathon. So much so that the preview video for Awesome Games Done Quick 2014 was it had that moment in there. Like if you saw the preview video for the marathon this year, you saw me hit that punch on Bald Bull from last year, which I still get shivers when I see that, dude, because that moment was just so awesome for me. Because I wasn't even thinking. I just like threw that, like when I threw that punch, my brain was like, you idiot, what the fuck did you just do? But then it hit. So like you'll see there's actually like a delayed, if you watch it, you'll see it's kind of like a delayed shock, and then it's like surprise, and then it's like, oh my god. Because I couldn't believe that it hit him. But anyway, after that, I was like, okay, this blindfolded thing is pretty cool. I'd like to continue doing this, and it got kind of popular. Like I put the video on YouTube, and it was just getting crazy amounts of views. I was like, wow, people really like this. Like, I think it got to 50,000 views in pretty short order, and all my other runs are nowhere close to that. Like, I think my next closest run has like 5,000 views, and this video now has like 85,000 views or something ridiculous. But I ended up losing the next fight to Piston Honda 2, which was super embarrassing because Piston Honda 2 is a chump. That was actually the first time I'd ever lost to Piston Honda 2 blindfolded, was in that marathon. You're probably right, Butters. Yeah, probably. Anyways, I knew that I wanted to do it again this year. I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. And then I get a PM from this guy, Schmitty300. I don't know if he even watches my stream anymore. I don't know if he saw my blindfolded run. I hope he did, because I shouted him out at the end of it. But this guy, Schmitty300, he's like, messages me on Twitch, and he's like, hey, you know, I really, really got inspired by your blindfolded run from 2013. And I started practicing, and I got pretty good, and I want you to see my run. And he sent me a link to a YouTube video where, unfortunately, here come the troll accounts. Unfortunately, the first half of the run got cut out. Like, he said there was technical difficulties or something like that. So his run was only from Bald Bull 2 onwards. And he ended up getting to Super Macho Man and losing, and then he had to go back and rematch Don 2 and Sandman, and then I think he lost to Super Macho Man again, and he rematched him again, but then the third time was the charm. So he finally beat Super Macho Man, and I watched the video, and I was like, okay, so, you know, and I'm not saying this to knock Schmitty, but, you know, like, he's not of the caliber of Punch-Out player like I am in terms of regular play. Like, he wasn't doing any Dizzy Destroyers or any of the fancy moves or anything. Like, he was just kind of brute forcing his way through there. And I was like, man, you know, if you can do this, then I have to be able to do something even better than this, because I know I can do all these other strats. And I was like, he's missing this, he's not doing this, he could be doing this. So I was already like formulating in my mind what was going to happen. And what's even more ironic now, I just thought about this. My friend that I stayed with for AGDQ, Ninjamit, I was actually staying with him. I had gone there for like the weekend or something when I got this video from Schmitty. Now that I think about it, that's so weird. Weird coincidence. Anyways, after that I knew that I had to do something big. I had to do it big, and thank you, Peaches. I appreciate that. I still need to watch your run, man, the Mario 64. I've been catching up on VODs slowly, kind of going in order, so I'll probably see that one a little later. Anyways, I was thinking that, you know, my goal is, of course, to get further than I did the previous year, but how far can I really go reliably? And I had to come up with some strats, which I'm going to discuss as we go through the video. But I knew that I wanted to get at least, you know, at least to like Don 2. And then what happened was I was doing a stream, and I remember it was like, if I said something like, if I get to this many viewers, I'm going to do a blindfolded run, because I didn't think I was going to get to that many viewers. And I ended up getting there. I get to that many. I was like, shit, you know, I don't want to do a blindfolded run right now. I haven't practiced. And I end up doing the blindfolded run. It's probably still highlighted on Twitch. And I get further than I've ever gotten. I hadn't practiced at this point, and I ended up getting to Don Flamenco 2. And it kind of blew me away, because I was like, whoa, did I just do that? But then it also scared me, because I knew that I had set the bar, because, you know, the people were watching this run, and they're like, now they know I can at least get to Don Flamenco 2. So now there's kind of pressure on me to to get that far. So eventually what I did is I just grinded World Circuit, because World Circuit, the first 6 fights are a joke. Let's be honest, all right? I could teach anybody in this chat to do the first 6 fights of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out blindfolded. After that, it gets difficult. From Bald Bull 1 and beyond, every single fight can definitely end it for you. But I grinded World Circuit until I was starting to feel a little more confident. I came up with a bunch of strats. I got audio cues. I knew all the pattern variations, everything. So I was feeling fairly confident going into the marathon, but I was still getting beat a lot. Like the night before the marathon, I think I got beat at least like 5 or 6 times, and I was just like, oh God, this is going to go horribly. But anyway, enough talk. Let's get into the run. It's going to go pretty quick because the first 6 fights don't even matter. Glass Joe, thank God for Zallard 1 coming up with the buffer strat so that I can just beat Glass Joe no problem. Too easy. Anybody can do this. You guys can all learn this easily. Punch, punch, punch. Gut. Punch, punch, punch. 15 times in the gut. That's all you gotta do is be able to count to 15. If you can count to 15, you can do this strat. 15. Up, 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 up. Down goes Joe. So that was pretty easy. Not too much hype there. I don't think people were getting too hyped just yet. Now this next fight though, this fight is awesome. This next fight is so good. I was really proud of this. If you guys have watched me fight Von Kaiser in my single segment runs, you know that like I want to get like a 36 or a 37. And sometimes if I get a 38, I'll just continue the run anyway. So that's what you're looking to get. So here there's basically an audio cue that you're looking for. You want to just hold up and B at the beginning of the fight. In any fight in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, you can just hold the punch button or the start button or whatever button you want, and it'll just automatically do the punch. So when Mac comes out, he's automatically going to punch. Bam! Alright? So then all you're doing is waiting for an audio cue that's going to let you know when to dodge this first punch, because he's going to throw this first punch at the same time every time. So I know my audio cue, I dodge, I hit him in the face a bunch of times. I'm used to ducking after getting this star, so I know exactly when to duck and just knock him down. And then here's just another audio cue to get the double gut shot in, and he was giving me good luck there because I got 2 stars. And then all I had to do was get this dodge, and I actually missed this dodge last year because I think I had a 31 or a 32 last year, and I totally missed this. But this year, oh yeah, 38. So that was a PB. That was a blindfolded PB for me right there. I was hype after that. I'm not gonna lie. Like that made me feel good because I think I asked for the time. I'm pretty sure I did, and they said 38, and I was like, oh hell yeah, it's on. So early in the run, I don't really get nervous because there's nothing that can go wrong. There's no threat of losing, and that's really nice because it helps you to kind of settle in and feel good about how things are going. And you know, with Piston Honda, you got to get your gutters in there. That's an audio cue. You just throw your stars. And then from here, what you want to do is you just want to punch in the face, but you can't hold up. You have to like tap up because the way that the fighters' guards work is if you're holding up, they're going to guard their face. But if you're just tapping up and you're not holding it for a certain number of frames, then they're going to not block so much. So he threw an inordinate amount of uppercuts. I really should get the first knockdown before 1 minute, but that ended up being the first knockdown. And I remember that I was like, man, this sucks. I might not get him in round 1 now. And that's kind of an insult. Like, if I don't get this guy in round 1, I feel like I've failed. Secretly, I wanted to beat, like, almost every fighter in round 1 blindfolded. Except for the ones that I had planned round 2 strats. So, yeah, he's being a real jerk right now. Who is this guy? Stop uppercutting. See, I was ready for that one, though. That was like the psychic dodge. I don't know how I knew, but I knew he was going to uppercut there. And the great thing about if you actually dodge one of his uppercuts is you get to hit him like 12 times in the face. So, that worked out pretty well. Looking back on this fight, oh god, 205. Am I going to get knocked down here? Oh, please don't get knocked down. That would be so embarrassing. Come on, beat him. Do it. Kill him. Oh my god, I got knocked down. Why? Alright. So that was embarrassing. Alright, we got him in round 1 at least. At least we got him in round 1. So nothing much going on yet. I'm just kind of like, okay, cool, you know, did what we had to do. We got through the minor circuit. We got our cutscene. Next big thing is we got to try to get the frame perfect punch on Don Flamenco. Hey, what's up, MTI? Basically, Zallard 1 gets this every time, and I get it like 1 in 5 times or something stupid. I should have just given Zallard 1 the blindfold and the controller at this point and just been like, can you do this fight, please? But I felt like that would have been a little much. So I went ahead and tried it on my own. Of course, it didn't go well, but that's okay. I had a backup strat. I got my good old backup strat coming in here. Yep, I missed it. So I could have tried it again there, but I was just like, whatever, dude. It's not happening. I tried. I failed. So here's my little backup strat of swag. I knew that there was one time in the run where I could just do whatever the fuck I wanted and hit a star punch, and it was in this fight. So I did my little gun strat, point the gun, pop one in Don Flamenco. Yeah, shots fired. Flamenco down. Got to get a little showboating in, you know? These early fights are kind of boring. Alright, so here we go with King Hippo. This is the same strat that I did from last year, and it's not anything special. Anybody can do this strat, once again. This strat is super easy, man. You punch 9 times, waste all your hearts. That makes you tired. Make you tired, he wants to get aggressive. He's aggressive. Now I'm aggressive. Yeah, this strat's kind of boring. I almost want to fight him straight up because it would be more interesting. I think if I ever do this run again, I would just fight this guy straight up because there's actually a chance that he could beat me, and it would make it a much, much more interesting fight. But it is what it is. Not much else to say about it. It's one of the few times that you'll actually see King Hippo throw this many big punches like that. Normally he's just going to not throw punches where he opens his mouth. So, 3 cycle? No, it was a 4 cycle. 217. So last year I had a really good fight against Great Tiger, and I knew I wasn't going to get it again this year. That Great Tiger fight last year, I think I beat him in under a minute, which is just unbelievable. Like, I don't know how it happened. I couldn't. The late hits on this guy are really precise. As Jenny gives me the thumbs up. And I remember, like, every time that I was trying to practice getting the late hits on this guy, it was like screwing up my late hits on somebody else. So I was like, you know what? Whatever, man. I'm just going to have a slow fight against this guy, and I don't care. So I try for the late hits, just lazily hoping that somehow one will hit. Come on, late hit. There it is. Oh, give me another one. Alright, cool. So at least I get some star punches in. Basically all this means is I'm going to get a slightly earlier knockdown in the first round here. Once he goes into that pattern, it's pretty easy. You just go left, right, left, right. And it's an audio cue for when he's going to throw a punch here. There's no big deal. Audio cue, punch, punch. Yeah. Yawn. Sorry. Boring fight. This fight's even boring me. I don't even want to watch this fight. I should just fast forward. You guys are talking about pizza. That's how boring this fight is. Don't worry, it's almost over, guys. Shit's about to get interesting. Shit's about to get real. Look at that. Had to go for the star punch. I knew he had like no energy left, dude, but I just wanted a showboat. Finish him off with the star. It's the way to do it. You're gonna do it with style. Alright, here we go. This is where shit gets interesting. Bald Bull 1. Bald Bull 1. Run killer number 1. This is the first place that I knew I could lose the run. And this is when I got a little nervous. The beginning of the fight is not a problem. The beginning of the fight is scripted. You're going to get a 17-second knockdown as long as you don't screw up. And it's a really good way to start because to get 3 knockdowns on this guy in the first round is actually not that easy. And you're just going to go punch, punch, star, punch, star. I recommend everybody learn this. Punch, star, punch, and then you got to do a late hit here when he drops his gloves. Very short late hit there. Okay, now is where it actually becomes a real fight. His refill here is going to be standard. It's the same. It doesn't vary ever. You hold up and B when he comes back to the fight, and you hit him in the face. Now, this is where things start to vary. There's a lot of randomness for the rest of the fight. I didn't get a star there. It's 50% that you get a star there. If you get the star, then you're able to hit him again and you get another star. And if you have 3 stars, you're able to use your star punch and he won't dodge. If you don't get the star, you can punch him again and you're going to get a star, but you can't use it. So let's see what happens here. I don't get the star. I get the second punch. So see, I have 2 stars here, so I can't use it. He'll dodge. If I threw my star punch right now, he would dodge. So what I'm going to do basically is I'm going to go for this. He's going to hit. This is what his pattern becomes right now. His pattern becomes 3 hooks and then an uppercut, or 2 hooks and then rolling jabs and back to hooks. So there's a couple variations there. You kind of have to know the timing of how he throws the hooks, and you just have to get a feel for it. It's kind of weird. Like, he doesn't throw them at the same interval. It's just this weird-ass timing that you have to kind of learn and get used to. So I'm able to dodge there. I'm able to dodge that one. And then I get hit. But I know the uppercut's coming. The uppercut's great because you can dodge and hit it 7 times, and then I get lucky. He keeps throwing uppercuts. He could go back to hooks there. See, like right there, he went back to hooks. But I got 2 uppercuts, so that was really good luck because that means I got to hit him 14 times basically for free. So that was good. Once I got that second knockdown, I was feeling confident. I was like, all right, this could happen because in all my practice, the one thing that I could never do was counter the bull charge against Bald Bull 1. It's so ridiculously hard. Like, I don't know why, but I just couldn't get it. It would not click for me. So my goal was to either get him before the bull charge, which is great, or take the first bull charge. I mean, I'm gonna miss. I'm obviously not gonna hit him, and then I'll just get up and beat him down because he's gonna do a bull charge at 2 minutes and at 2:30. So the number one thing that you cannot do, that you absolutely cannot do, is you cannot take a knockdown before 2 minutes. If you take a knockdown before 2 minutes, you may as well kiss the run goodbye. It's over. So luckily that didn't happen. I know he's going to get up and he's going to lead with hooks again. So he's going to do his hooks and then he's going to go into uppercuts again. Hopefully he does a bunch of them. But look at that big-ass refill that he just got. So he's going to do his 3 hooks. Or he could go into rolling jabs right there. He didn't. Now it's uppercut. And once again, he could switch back to hooks or he can keep throwing uppercuts. And oh baby, he kept throwing uppercuts. Good night. 149. I think that's a PB on Bald Bull. I think that was a blindfolded PB. Chest jerk, you can't dodge the bull charge because he'll just keep doing it until the end of the round. He'll just keep bull charging all day. All day, every day. That's what he does. It's only easier the second time on Bald Bull 2. It's the same on Bald Bull 1. Yeah, 2 blindfolded PBs already. And I tied the world record on Glass Joe. Let's not forget about that. Because that's important. Okay, so at this point in time, like, my nerves had kind of peaked for Bald Bull 1, but now they went back down. I knew that Piston Honda 2, I'd practiced him enough. I'm going to kick this guy's ass, dude. Like, he doesn't stand a chance. I knew that this guy was going down. Even when things went horribly wrong against this guy in a couple fights, I still took him down. So I was ready for this guy. And I knew that I had to beat him to get another PB. I had to get past him. So I figured out that the fatal flaw in what happened in the last time I fought this guy was that I wasn't ready for when he was going to do his charge attacks. And that's all you got to do. You just got to know that it's coming, because it's pretty easy to counter. This is not a hard attack to counter. Doing this, what I'm going to do right now, doing these Dizzy Destroyers blindfolded, is way hard. And I'm lucky I get 2 stars here, so I'm able to use both of those stars. He's going to do his little triple jab shit there. And then he's down. I shouldn't have thrown that star, whatever. He's down to 39. So there's really no point in doing anything except for doing some more Dizzy Destroyers to pick up stars just for the hell of it, because you're gonna stop and then he's gonna charge. So watch, I'm gonna hit him for a little bit. I threw that to make him dodge on purpose. I'll explain that later. And then right here, I'm waiting. I'm just waiting. I know he's going back. So he goes back, he goes down. Fight's over. Done. Dunsky. Alright, so the reason that I wanted him to dodge is something that McHazard taught me. Basically, once he dodges one of your star punches, you can get 3 stars to reset his dodging. And this is, like, brilliant. I never knew about this before, but McHazard told me about it. And, like, he'll take 4 star punches before he dodges, I think. 1, 2, 3... Yeah, 1, 2, yeah, I hit 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he takes the first 4 star punches and then he dodges. So I threw the 5th one to make him dodge, and then if I get 3 more stars right now, then he's going to take another 4 star punches. So that was just more of a backup strat than anything else, but it was intentional. So, like, everything you guys see me doing is pretty much intentional. And he's KO'd. Everybody goes nuts. We made it further than last year. And now the gatekeeper. Keeping the gate, as he is known to do. So let me say something about Soda Popinski. I used to think that you just needed luck to beat this guy. But there's really a huge skill element that goes into this fight now that I've studied it more closely. I had to figure out, like, all of his patterns exactly, and then all of the audio cues for every single thing that can happen. You knocking him down, him knocking you down, round 1, round 2. There's a lot of different things that can go on. And you have to be ready for anything, because this fight is just ridiculous. Hey, it's DK28. What's up, man? So you're going to want to open the fight. Basically, the audio cue is, it's like the fight always starts with, like, dun, 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 and then there's a little breakdown. It's like doom, 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 doom. And then it's like dun, and then that's when you hit him the first time. So I already know when to punch him. I'm punching him twice in the face here. And I'm going to go ahead and duck, and what that does is that you're trying to force him into going into his uppercut patterns, because the pattern with Soda Popinski is that he's always going to lead with 2 hooks, and then he can either do 2 more hooks or 2 uppercuts. So you hope that he does 2 uppercuts. And then if he does 2 uppercuts, there's no way to know how long he's going to delay before he throws the punch, or the 2 hooks for that matter. So you're just guessing. You're playing this guessing game. There's like 4 different delays that you can get, because in a regular run, when you get the first knockdown on Soda Popinski, it's either going to be at 17, 18, 19, 20, or 21. So there's actually 5 different delays. I'm sorry. There's 5 fucking delays that this asshole can do. 5. That's crazy. Like, you have to get so lucky to hit this idiot. So I'm just holding down, I'm kind of guessing, and he ends up going back into hooks, which is stupid. And I didn't know what he did because I'm blindfolded. So I tried to punch there because I thought that maybe something else had happened, but it didn't. So I got bad luck right off the bat, and you can see you start with very few hearts in this fight. So I only have 3 hearts left. So already, right off the bat, I'm in bad shape. I'm like, oh, please, God, just don't let this happen. So then that time he does go for the uppercut, but I wasn't ready, and he hits me because I didn't get it in time. So now once he does that little 3-punch thing, I know that he's going back into hooks. So here we go. Finally, this asshole throws an uppercut when I'm ready. I get this counter, and what that means is that if you get that counter, then you get an instant star knockdown. So I get that, and then he does it again. There's his 2 uppercuts. Down goes Soda. So now when he comes back, when he's coming back to the fight, these are all different timings, by the way. When you're coming back to the fight, round 2, when he's coming back to the fight, the start of the fight, these are all different, and you have to know all of them. So when he's coming back to the fight, it's the beginning of the breakdown. So it's like dun, 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 and then as soon as it goes do do do, like as soon as the breakdown starts, that's when you gotta hit him in the face. So we get our 2 hits in, bam, bam, duck. Oh, hey, what do you know? He's an asshole again. He continues throwing hooks. So this time I block both of them. I duck again. I tried. Did you see that punch I threw there? I ducked again, or I held down again, hoping that he was going to go into uppercuts, but he didn't. So I threw the punch, and then he goes into hooks again, like an idiot. So he's he's giving me the worst possible luck at this point, man. He's just totally trolling the shit out of me. So I'm dizzy again. And luckily when you're dizzy, he goes into that triple punch nonsense. That's the one nice thing about Soda Popinski. So I'm hoping he goes down again. He goes down there, and then bam, I get smashed in the face because I went too early there. It's a guessing game. It's a total guessing game. And then I get him that time. So I get the second knockdown. This was actually really fortunate. If I didn't get that second knockdown there, I lose this fight. Remember, in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, the refills are going to be controlled by how many times you've knocked your opponent down and how much damage you've taken and some random factor. But because I got those 2 knockdowns in the first round, he gets a bit of a lower refill than what he maybe normally would have gotten. So the round's about to be over. I get my 2, face counters in. Round's over. He got a bigger refill there, but the next refill is going to be the one that's smaller. So at this point, I know I need to use my select because I've gotten hit a lot. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to use my select. I'm going to get some energy back, and then I'm going to hope for the best in round 2 because my notes. Let me get my notes. Notes on Soda Popinski. Round 1, blah, 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 blah. Round 2, blah, 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 blah. Round 3, will never happen. That's literally what my notes say. Round 3 will never happen. Those are the notes on Soda Popinski. So at this point, it's do or die. I know that I have to beat him in the second round or the fight's over. Alright. So right off the bat, I fuck up. Terrific. He's going to lead with 2 uppercuts, and I wasn't ready for the first one. I mistimed my counter punch. But somehow I ended up dodging and punching him a lot when these, and then I finally get my star, and he hits me, dude. How do I get hit there? And I get knocked down. I was really worried at this point. I thought that I was in big trouble. But this time I do get the counter, but he doesn't give me a star. So the stars are random there when you get the counters. And thankfully he goes into that and I'm able to knock him down. So I actually, for the first time ever, knocked him down with damage. That was the first time that ever happened. I've never before in my life knocked him down by damage. And then I knew I was ready for the timing for that. And if you get the speedy jabs, you can get the star punch. But guess what? I fucked it up. I didn't get the speedy jabs. But this time I did. So I recovered immediately and got the second knockdown. It happened right away. So basically, third one, and as soon as I got those speedy punches, boom, it's over. Nailed it, dude. I was so happy when I beat this guy. This was one of the biggest moments of the run for me. Because I knew if I get past Soda Popinski that I have a shot. I knew that I have a shot to go the distance at this point. I don't want to say that the rest of the fights are easy, but some of them are definitely easier than Soda Popinski. And Bald Bull 2 was a very tough fight. I've lost it a good amount of times, but there's definitely I'm at least 50-50 against Bald Bull 2, I want to say. Maybe I'm better. Maybe I'm better than that. And somebody had the clap a sign in the back of the room, dude. I don't know who that was. Alright, so the thing with Bald Bull, I actually messed up here, I think, in this fight. I think, like, for everywhere from soda pop on, my heart rate was just, like, through the roof. I was definitely stressing for this run. So I know that I can just open by dodging 4 times and doing these stupid punches that don't even do any damage. But then you get a star, so you just dodge those first punches, you get your star, and then you have to counter and get 3 stars. So I got to 3 stars, right? Awesome, everything's going great. I hit my first star punch. I hit my second star punch, but then guess what? I didn't hit the 3rd star punch. I messed it up. I get hit a bunch. I'm getting crushed. And you see I start doing this ducking pattern. So I got really unlucky there and I get knocked down. At this point, I was thinking it was over. Because you cannot afford to get knocked down against this guy. You need to get fast knockdowns. You have to at least get a knockdown before 2 minutes. You have to. If you don't get a knockdown before 2 minutes, then you're only going to get 1 knockdown in the first round, and you're pretty much screwed. You're not going to win the fight. Because basically what happens is when Bald Bull 2 knocks you down twice, you only come back with 1 heart. And it's so hard to dodge his punches. Like, his pattern is just crazy random when you run out of hearts. It's really, really tough. So at this point, I knew I was in deep shit. But you get a free star as soon as you come back to the fight, so that's nice. And I knew that he was on low health because I did hit 2. But I miss again, dude. I fucking miss again. Luckily, I get another star, and I get my first knockdown. So I was like, okay, I recovered. This can work. Because I knew that I had gotten it before 2 minutes. I didn't know how close I was to 2 minutes, but I knew it was probably fairly close. So the goal is to get... You can get a round 1 TKO on this guy. I've done it multiple times. Thankfully I dodged that there. So there's the bull charge. Never try to counter that first bull charge. You're going to get your ass handed to you if you try to counter that first bull charge. It ain't happening, okay? What you want to do is you just want to dodge the first bull charge. And after you dodge it, he's going to go back, he's going to do the short hop. And what they did is that they actually made it easier for players to hit him when he does this short hop bull charge. The window for hitting this is huge. And I remember I hit it, and I knew I was going to hit it. Like, I had no doubt in my mind. And the crowd just went wild when I hit this, dude. And I think this was, like, a turning point in the run for me. Because, like, the crowd kind of just re-energized me. I was worried in this fight, but the crowd just pumped me up so much, dude, when they just went ballistic. Because even though I knew it was just a simple thing for me to hit, like, they didn't know that. They were like, oh my god. So I ended up getting, I think, maybe 1 more star punch in. If I had gotten both of these, fuck. I could have beat him round 1. If I had gotten both of those, but I mistimed my dodge there. Just by a little bit. So mistiming my dodge really screwed me over. But thank God I didn't take a knockdown there. That was a miracle. I didn't take my knockdown, and I go ahead and use select, get my health back. And I know that round 2 is not that bad. I know also that he's not going to have a lot of energy. So the goal in round 2 is that I have a little bit, like, under 30 seconds to get a knockdown, and then he's going to bull charge at 30 seconds. So either way he's going down, but preferably since his health is already low, I really want to get him with a star rather than just wasting the bull charge, which is easy to get him with. So here we go. So my timing is all whacked off. I'm not hitting these. Can't get a star. Can't get a star to save my life. There's the star, and I get hit. Great job. Great job. So I get the knockdown there. That was not what I wanted to have happen. But it's okay. It's my 3rd knockdown of the fight. And I know that he's going to be getting less and less energy after each knockdown. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get a couple stars here, use them. And Zallard was freaking out. He told me afterwards because I had 1 heart, and he's like, how did you know you have 1 heart? So I get my second knockdown, and I knew it was on, man. I knew I just needed 1 more knockdown, and I even had a knockdown to give. So at this point, I pretty much know the fight's over. Like, even if he knocks me down, dude, I'm going to get up. He's going to bull charge again at 2 minutes. It's fucking done, dude. All I need to do is get a star, dodge, punch, star, crowd goes wild. Dude, I would get so pumped in between each fight, man. The crowd was just getting like progressively louder and louder after each fight. Like, you can't tell as well when you're watching the VOD, but when you were in the room, the crowd was just getting more and more pumped up after each fight. But the mics, like, we have such good mics and everything that it regulates the sound so it never gets too loud on the stream. But I will never forget what it was like to be in the actual room when that was going down. So somebody told me that before this run started, there was like 50-something thousand viewers, and by the end of this run, there was 90,000 viewers. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if anybody can verify that, but that was the rumor that I heard. Okay, so real quick, Don. This fight is pretty trivial compared to the rest of the fights from Bald Bull on. Like Bald Bull 1 through the end of the game. This fight is fairly easy. It took me a long time to figure it out, though. I had to mess around with this fight a lot, but eventually I got it. And what you want to do is, I use the select trick because I'm going to take an intentional knockdown, and you can actually take 2 intentional knockdowns in this fight, depending on how things go. It topped out at 96k. Wow, that is nuts, man. Yeah, it was cool Matty DBX that knew what he was doing. He definitely knows what he's doing with the sound stuff. Alrighty. Okay, so the goal here is to get the first punch of the fight. You're supposed to get a star, and then you're just going to block, counter 3 times, use your star, and then you just block and counter a bunch of times. And then you get his energy really low. So what do? I fuck up getting the star right off the bat. Nice job. Nice job, Sinister. Way to go. That's okay. There's a backup strat. This is one of the few fights where you can actually just block and counter. You can't do this against many fighters. So this guy's perfect for Blindfolded. A lot of people don't know about this strat, but yeah, you can just block and counter. You don't even have to worry about dodging. This is so easy. Look at that. So basically what I'm doing here is I just want to drain his energy. And I know that I missed the star punch. The star deals 27 damage, so I go ahead and I just get a little extra damage in, and I know that he's going to be going down fairly soon. So get to take the rest of the round off. This kind of helps me out. What's up, Ninjamit and J Profit also. Just take off the rest of the round, chill, and that's it. So here's the main thing with the rest of this fight. Like, you gotta go left, left, right, obviously. That's just like on Don Flamenco 1, how you go left, right, left, right, left, right. For some reason with Don Flamenco 2, they just did an alteration of it and they made it left, left, right. So you go, you get your first knockdown. Alright, DK. Have a good night, man. Take it easy. You get your first knockdown, and then it's left, left, right. So the main thing, though, is you have to learn how to quick dodge these punches. And I was able to get that down. That took some practice, actually. That's kind of the hard part of this fight. You really need to quick dodge, because what happens is when you're punching him really fast, it slows down the clock. And you need to beat this guy in the second round. If you don't beat him in the second round, you're probably going to be in a world of hurt. In round 3, he kind of goes crazy, like Tyson, a little bit. So, second knockdown. So at this point, I know that he's going to get a couple of different refills. I'm just going to take an intentional knockdown because punching him is really slow now. And when I get up, I get to hit him 7 times for a free 28 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I dodge, hit him 3 times, and then hit him with a star for another 30-something. And then he ended up having a little bit of health left. You just finish him off. No big deal. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know about the left, left, right. I was one of them. I only found out about left, left, right like I think a year and a half ago or something. It's pretty funny though. Okay. So here's where shit started to get super, super serious. Once I get to the final 3 fights, I knew that this was either going to be epic win or, I wouldn't call it epic fail, but if I came this far, man, I did not want to go down. I did not want to fucking lose. And this was the only fight in the entire run that I actually kind of lost my focus. So Sandman's going to open with the same pattern of punches with his delays vary a little bit, but not too much. You should be able to hit him as many times as you can. He's going to open with left, right, right, left, right. I'm sorry, no, he's going to, left, right, right, left, right. And then he's going to just do that again. Left, right, right, left, right. So with the left hand punches, what you can do is block and counter them. And with the right hand punches, you got to dodge and counter. So that's what I'm going to do. So I block, counter, dodge, counter, block, counter, dodge, counter. I think this is where I lost track of where I was. Yeah, I lost track of where I was there, and I screwed up. So that was unfortunate because that actually means that there's a couple different ways that this fight can go. You can actually skip the triple uppercuts in the first round. And in order to do that, though, you need to hit more, and I messed up the late hits there. The late hits are actually tough to time. You kind of have to get into a rhythm with it. But if you get into the rhythm, so if I had hit him just a little bit more, like right here, okay, so it's 130 right now. If I had completed this sequence and knocked him down, he wouldn't have done the Dreamland Express. But, bam, and then I fuck up. So I didn't deal enough damage to him there. If I had hit him like one more time, I think, with a late hit, I would have skipped the Dreamland Express, and this would have been fantastic. But I didn't, so guess what? I'm getting punched in the face. Boom! Look at that. So, no biggie though, man. Sandman, like, as long as you maintain your composure against Sandman, you have a good chance. Dude, this guy's name is Full Happy in my chat. That's such a good name. Am I going to upload these recaps? I'll probably just save them as highlights on Twitch. I don't know if I'll upload them. Okay, we get our second knockdown. So I've actually beaten Sandman in round 1 as well, but I wasn't even close this time, and I knew it. I wasn't having a really great fight here. I think I missed a lot of late punches. I was nervous, man. I was nervous. Like, this fight, it can get to you. Having a deep run at a marathon where you know, like, so many people are watching, it can get to you. So I think I end up using my select here because why the hell not? I think I'm going to beat this guy in round 2 anyway, but let's just get some extra energy just in case. The first knockdown is easy as long as you get it before too long because he will go into the Dreamland Express. It is a little bit weird I beat the Nintendo, yeah. It's a different point of view. Different experience. I like it better with the blindfold. I'll tell you that, man. Such a good feeling. So now, okay, so check this out. So this is my buffer strat. Basically, I came up with this because I was not able to dodge the Dreamland Express reliably. That's his triple uppercuts. And you need to find a way to do it, man. Like, you need to have some way of dodging this because his only real way of winning the fight is by hitting you with enough Dreamland Express uppercuts. And it's very possible that he does that if you don't have a reliable way to dodge it. Like, you're just going to get knocked out. So I finally figured out after trying a bunch of different patterns that if you do 2 face punches buffered, meaning that you hold up and B as soon as he's coming back to the fight, as soon as you hear him start to punch, you let go of B and hold it again, so he'll throw the second punch immediately. As soon as you hear that one, you start holding left, and then you have to do this sequential dodging, which is actually the hardest part of it. The continuous dodging is really, really tough. And if you're able to do it, then no matter which delay he gives you, there's 2 different delays that he can do here, you're going to dodge it. So he gives me the long delay. My dodging is perfect. I had frame perfect dodging there. My dodging is just absolutely perfect. Down goes Sandman. We're going to do the same thing again. Face, face, and then dodging. It's got to be frame perfect. It is. If it's not frame perfect, then you'll get hit by the first uppercut. Crowd goes wild. Oh man. Alright, this is when my heart rate really shot through the roof. I got like so much adrenaline right now, right before this fight. I knew this was the moment I had been waiting for. This is like all my practice, everything, it all came down to this, dude. I have to beat Macho. I've come this far. I cannot be denied by this guy, man. Like, I just have to take him down. And it's, I'd say it's probably the hardest fight. Him and Soda Popinski and Bald Bull 1 are the 3 biggest run killers. And out of the 3 of them, the Macho fight is definitely really hard. Him and Soda, it's tough. Between them, it's tough. It's a tough call, but they're both ridiculously hard. The one good thing about Macho is he has a kind of predictable pattern for his regular punches. But the thing is, you can't do any kind of damage when he's doing that. So I had to come up with some ideas. The first thing you want to do is get a quick Dizzy Destroyer in. But it's almost impossible to get because you have to hit it like so quick. Like so damn quick, man. If you're even just a little bit late, and I think I am. Like I hit the gutter, but I didn't get the face jab. Too damn late. So here's what you have to do when you're blindfolded. Alright? If you manage to get a fast enough dodge of an uppercut, you'll hit him 6 times in the face. If you dodge any other punch and you don't get a quick dodge, it's going to be 4 punches. So what you're looking for, or what you're listening for, more likely, is you're listening for that 5th hit to connect. And if you hear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then you know that you can delay the final hit. And I mean, I just have a feeling for it. Like I just know it's a delayed hit star, and I can just get it. So I think I end up getting one here. Not yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom! There it is. Then he goes into his mini spin. So right there, when I dodged and I came back and he hadn't thrown a punch, I knew he was in his mini spin. So I had to hold up and start for a specific amount of time and let it go so that he would take that star punch to the face. From there, you just have to duck and pray to God that you don't get hit. After I got in a greedy punch. So because of my greedy punch, I probably got hit. I deserved that. But anyways, things are going okay. I end up getting my first knockdown. I'm feeling good here. I'm feeling confident. My heart rate is still like super jacked. But I'm like, all right, we can do this. We can do this. Now right here, you have to hit a gutter and then you have to dodge all these stupid punches. And this is one of the tough things. Like you have to dodge in a really specific rhythm or you're going to get knocked down. I can't tell you how many times I got knocked down when I was dodging this damn punch. But you get the first gutter punch in and it was a star. So thank God, because that's random. You're not always going to get a star there, but you really need one because if you do manage to dodge this, then you got a great chance. So he winds it up. My dodging is true. And I get to land my first star punch of countering that. And then I didn't wait long enough there. That's why he blocked. You can actually get 2 face jabs in there, but I wasn't able to get them. And then he knocks me down. This is not good. Okay. So at this moment in the fight, I was not thinking anymore. I was just like in the moment so much. Because as I said last night on my notes, it specifically says, do not ever fucking go for a 9 count against this guy. The point of a 9 count is that you get a full health refill. And the reason that you would want to get a full health refill is not just to have more energy, but it's to make sure that he has less energy. So let me tell you why it's the riskiest thing ever, okay? There's a couple reasons. Number one, if you get an 8 count, you get a shit refill, and you only get 1 heart. Okay? So if you miss it by getting up too early, you're fucked. If you get up too late, then obviously you just don't get up at all, and the fight is over. And if you get up on 9, you're still not out of the woods. Because guess what? You still have to knock him down without getting hit. So it's like when I watch this run and I see myself doing this, I'm like yelling at myself, get up! Like, what are you doing? I can't even watch it, man. Like, I have a freaking heart attack watching this. But I somehow managed to get up on the 9. Bam, there it is. 9 count, I'm up. And I hit the Dizzy Destroyer, dude. That was the key. If I didn't hit that Dizzy Destroyer, I probably would have got hit, and that 9 count would have been for nothing. So I think what happened was I intrinsically knew, like subconsciously, that if I did the 9 count, I was going to beat him in round 1. And that's what you prefer. You definitely want to win this fight in round 1, not just because it's cool to be like, well, I beat Macho in round 1, but also because round 2 things get a little tougher. And also, I've already taken a knockdown. If you take 3 knockdowns against Macho, you're not getting up. So like, let's say I got to round 2, I've taken the 1 knockdown. If I get knocked down twice in the second round, it's over. Fight's done. That's it. So I managed to hit that Dizzy Destroyer, and as soon as I hit that and then I dodged this punch, dude, I was like, this fight is fucking over. Like, I just knew I had this guy, dude. I knew I had him. He was done. He's done right now, man. He doesn't know it, but I know it. I get my second knockdown. I know I have the full health. They changed the estimate to Jedi, dude. They changed the estimate. That was so awesome. Look at that. I can't even point to it because this thing comes up. You can see there. Estimate, Jedi. Thanks to UA for that, dude. I believe UA is the one that pulled that off. So all I really got to do at this point is make sure that I dodge the super spin. I got my stars, dodge the super spin, get my hits in, star punch him. I think I still managed to miss the 2 face jabs, which is stupid. But now it doesn't matter if I get hit, because guess what? He already got the low refill. So it don't matter. You can hit me all you want, Macho. You're still going down. You're done. You're fucking done, Macho. Get out. Crowd goes bananas, dude. This moment was so good. I just put my controller down. I'm just like, yes! Like, that was such a good feeling, man. That's right. Number 1, dude. Fucking awesome. I can't begin to describe how good it felt when that went off. That round 1 TKO. I knew that was the end. I'm going to explain why. I explained this during the run, but I do want to explain it again about Mike Tyson, because I know that there was probably people watching this that were like, oh my god, he's going to beat Tyson. And I knew that he's unbeatable, pretty much. I mean, the chances are just so minuscule. Are you a robot? I don't know who asked that, but somebody did. Yeah, I didn't need to jump out of my chair, man. I felt so good. Like, I didn't need to move. I was just feeling the Craigasm, and it was feeling good. The dream fight. Alright, so here's the thing with Tyson. Let's go over it real quick. For those of you that were here earlier, you heard me doing the tutorial. So why can't you beat Mike Tyson blindfolded? There's a couple of reasons. Number 1, he knocks you down in 1 punch. So you cannot afford to get punched more than 2 times in the first minute and 30 seconds. He's going to throw uppercuts for the first minute and 30 seconds. If you somehow miraculously manage to get past the first minute and 30 seconds, it's still actually pretty hard to continue dodging his punching and get to the end of the round. But getting past the first minute 30 is not even something that could happen realistically in any reliable way. Like, it could maybe happen miraculously if I just continued. If I did attempts continuously for like a long time, I could maybe get past a minute 30. But it's just not very realistic, because the thing is, you can always dodge the first punch that Tyson throws. He's going to throw the first punch at the exact same time. Every time. But guess what? After that first punch, everything is random. Like, he's going to delay a variable amount of time, and his punches are so fast that, like, against some of the other fighters, you have a window to dodge. Like, you can dodge, and their punches, like, not just going to rock you, like, with Tyson. Like, his punches are just too damn fast. You have to dodge exactly at the right time. And then the other thing is, if you don't quick dodge, even if you dodge his punches, you can't counter. Like, you're not going to be countering his punches, so you're just going to be getting rocked. So basically, you get one punch in, guaranteed, and then from there, it's just all random. So you're going to have to dodge like 15 or 16 of those big uppercuts. You actually want the 8-second delay. Like, if I was strategizing how to beat this guy blindfolded, you need to get the 8-second delay, so it's just 8 seconds where he's not fucking punching you. Like, that's what you need to have happen. But even with that, you'd have a pretty low shot of actually dodging the first punch that he makes after the 8-second delay. So I would say that there's 4 different delays that are possible. There's the 0 delay, the 1 delay, the 2 delay, and the 3 delay. So you're basically playing a guessing game of how long is he going to delay. And you're playing that guessing game over and over and over again. You're going to lose. You're going to lose. You can't just continue to guess right. Like, even if it was 50-50, go try to flip a coin 16 times right now. See if you can get it right 13 out of the 16, or 14 out of the 16 times. Go see if you can do that. If you can go flip a coin right now and guess right 14 out of 16 times, then maybe you're going to get past the first minute and 30 seconds. Thank you there. Lexus has provided us with the actual math. I appreciate that. So yeah, the odds are just staggering. But I did say, when I did this run, I did say it's not impossible. Because if there's anything I've learned since I've been a part of the speedrunning community, it's that nothing is impossible. Like, every time that people think that something can't be done, it gets done. People are like, oh, this will never happen, you know, this run will never happen, or this, you know, we'll never find this trick, or whatever. And then it gets done. So I'm not completely giving up on beating Tyson blindfolded, but I will say this. Even if I beat this guy blindfolded, there's no way in hell that it could ever happen at a marathon, because it would not be reliable. There's so much luck involved. So you're not going to get to see me beat Mike Tyson at a marathon ever blindfolded. It might happen on this stream one day. Maybe, but not. So before this, my best for hitting Mike Tyson was 4 times. That's the most times I'd ever hit him. That was my PB. 4 hits on Tyson. One, 2, and I'm down. Good job, Tyson. Good job. You're the man. 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're down again. So I already beat my PB, dude. I was so happy right now. I've already hit him more times than I've ever hit him in my life. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, TKO. Dude, I hit the motherfucker 14 times. Come on. You gotta give me some credit, dude. I hit Mike Tyson 14 times. I have a blindfold on. Are you kidding me? You gotta be kidding me. That was pretty good. So I stood up. The reason I stood up there, I wanted to see what the room looked like, because I knew that it was going to be packed in there, and I didn't want to like feel the pressure of that when I came in. Like, I really tried not to like look and see how packed the room was when I came in there. But once it was all over and I knew, then I had to turn around and see the crowd. And in that moment, what I realized when I'm getting that standing ovation, yes, which was amazing. That was like such an amazing feeling, getting a standing ovation from your peers and just everybody's so hype. I turned around and I realized that I was like Little Mac in the game, because when you play this game, Little Mac can see the crowd. Like there's all that crowd behind Mike Tyson, behind the boxer. Like you see all those all you see is faces. You just see like face, 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 face. And when I turned around, that's what it looked like. All I could see was just faces all across. It was so cool. I was like, man, this is perfect. It was so good. So, yeah. After that, it was just a matter of doing the Tyson beat down with the eyes open, and that's the end. That's the end of the run. But yeah, that was amazing. So amazing when I turned around. I should have taken a picture, man. I should have taken a fucking picture.